Would you believe that you can make this from paper? I'm going to show you how in this video. Hello everybody, Jennifer Maker here. It's a beautiful day to make a unique gift bag that looks like a pretty picnic basket. It's kind of a cross between a gift bag and a box, and the lid flips up on both sides so you can fill them with treats and gifts. And what's even cuter is the tiny version that you can cut on a Cricut Joy or Joy Extra. That's right, you can make a paper picnic basket no matter what cutting machine you have. Now you can, of course, use my PDF files that I've included to cut these designs by hand, but it's much easier and more precise with a cutting machine. I'll use my Cricut Maker today for the full-size basket, but you can use pretty much any cutting machine to make one of these. The Joy size basket comes together just like the full-size version with just a couple tiny differences that I'll show you in this video. Now to make the picnic baskets, you'll need some cardstock, of course. I used 80-pound solid color and patterned cardstock to create my full-size baskets. This weight cardstock works great for the larger basket because it makes it more durable and able to hold slightly heavier items for gifting. For the small version though, I recommend using 65-pound cardstock. Why? Because it's so tiny, there are parts that would be a little tough to assemble with the heavier, more rigid cardstock, like the woven sides. Aren't they cute? On this side here, right? Now, since this smaller basket will hold less weight inside anyway, the 65-pound paper works great. You can use any mix of colors and patterns you want for your basket. Just make sure to use solid core cardstock so the edges look nice and finished. And to put everything together, you'll want to have a good quality craft glue, like my favorite Barely Art Precision Glue. You'll also need some brads to hold the handle on and make it movable. I've got a full list of the tools and supplies, plus links on where to find them in my materials list. You'll find it right below this video, as well as on my blog post at jennifermaker.com/624. That's where you'll also find written instructions with helpful photos and tips too. If you want to add some customized cuteness to your paper picnic basket with your own custom tags, like my watermelon here, complete with directions on how to get your Cricut to write it for you, stay tuned to the last step for more details. So, are you ready to get started? Let me show you where to get the free files for the picnic basket, and then we'll begin. Step 1. Get my free paper picnic basket designs. First, download my designs at jennifermaker.com/624. You can either download right from that link by saving the project, or download from my entire free design collection. To find it, look for Libraries in the red bar at the top, and then click either Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. Search the page for design number 624, and click the link to download the designs. Now, if you're not sure how to use these files, go to jennifermaker.com/svgs to learn how to download and unzip files. There are 2 designs in the main SVG folder. A full-size paper picnic basket with score and no score versions, and the Joy folder, which has a smaller picnic basket design for the Cricut Joy, Joy Extra, or another small cutting machine. I'll show you how to use a Cricut cutting machine to cut the pieces so they are precise. If you print and cut the PDF by hand instead, you could just skip to step 3. Step 2. Prepare and cut your paper picnic basket design. Start with a blank Cricut Design Space canvas and click the Upload button, then click Upload Image. Click Browse and find the SVG you want. I'll use the large score file for this. If you don't have a scoring tool, you'll want the no score file instead. So open it and click Continue and Upload to add the design to your canvas. Now before I do anything else, I'll click Save and give my project a name. Now I'll just zoom out a bit so we can see everything. There's a main picnic basket base piece and a lid with decorative panels I'll cut from patterned cardstock. With the design selected, click Ungroup. I recommend always ungrouping a design after you upload it, as it will be grouped by default. If you're using the score version like I am in this video, the basket and lid pieces all have score lines that need to be converted and attached. So I'm going to show you how to do that. In the Layers panel, click the arrows to expand the first grouped layer. Click the top layer in the group. It should show red in the color box up here. Under Operation, select Score. Click and drag over the large piece on the canvas to select both layers that you want to keep together. Then click Attach. There, now the Cricut will know where to score the cardstock. Follow the same directions to set and attach the rest of the score layers on your basket. If anything disappeared while you were doing this, they're likely just hidden by other objects, like the decorative lid pieces. To fix this, select it in the Layers panel, then click Arrange and Bring to Front if you'd like, but it's not necessary to do this either. If you want to make the handles from one-sided cardstock, click and drag over both pieces on the canvas. Then click Duplicate so you have 4 handle pieces. During assembly, you can glue them back to back to cover the other sides. Now we're ready to cut. Make sure the correct machine is selected in the drop-down menu and then click Make. On the Prepare screen, adjust the material size if you need to, so it matches your material. All my cardstock is 12 by 12 inches, so I'm set. Click back on the first mat so it will cut first, then click Continue. On the Make screen, set the base material settings for the first mat. I'm using 80-pound cardstock for my basket, so I'll click Browse All Materials and type in medium cardstock. Then I'll select that setting and click Done. Under Pressure, I'll select More for a cleaner cut. Since the rest of my mats are cut on the same weight cardstock, I'll check the Remember Material Settings box to apply these to the rest of the mats. Now place your first mat's cardstock face up on a green standard grip machine mat, and use a brayer to make sure it's fully and evenly adhered. Check that your premium fine point blade is clean and in the clamp, and then press the flashing load button to load the mat into your Cricut. Then press the flashing go button to begin cutting. When it's done cutting, check to see that the cut went all the way through. Mine did, so I'll go ahead and press the unload button, but if yours didn't, press the middle button again for another pass. Once it's done, flip your mat over onto your work surface and roll the mat back to release the cardstock. This works really well for getting the cardstock off the mat without ripping or tearing it. Be sure to keep the pieces face up, the same way they came off the mat. This will make for easier assembly later. Continue on cutting the rest of your mats. Now, if you're cutting the score version of the basket, insert your scoring tool into the correct clamp when you're prompted. As you remove the pieces, lay them face up on your work surface. You can use a spatula tool to help lift more delicate parts like the areas around the tabs. If you have any troubles cutting your cardstock, see my tips over at jennifermaker.com/blades. Here are what my cut pieces look like. There is one large main base piece, 2 side pieces that will attach to it, 4 side panels with slits, 12 weaving strips, 2 handle pieces, 1 lid base piece, and 8 decorative lid pieces. Step 3. Assemble your paper picnic basket. First, gather the lid base and the 8 decorative lid pieces. There are 4 shorter and 2 longer rectangular pieces that go on the sides of the lid, and 2 larger ones with winged heart cutouts that decorate the top. Apply craft glue to the back of one of the shorter pieces. Mine is patterned. Center it on a shorter side area of the lid base within the rectangle between the outer edges and the crease. Press to adhere it well. Glue and attach the other 3 shorter accents to the shorter lid sides the same way. Now apply craft glue to the back of one of the slightly longer accent pieces. Press it to the center of one of the longer sides with tabs. Again, make sure the piece is centered evenly within the outer edge and the crease line. Attach the other longer accent to the last side area the same way. Add some glue to the back of one of the large accent pieces with the winged heart cutout. Avoid the cutout so glue doesn't bleed through. With the heart cutout facing the middle, attach it to the center of one of the large rectangular shaped areas on the lid base. Then do the same for the other side, but make sure the heart is facing the opposite direction. When the glue is dry, fold up one half of the basket lid along its long crease line in the middle. Heavier cardstock can be more difficult to fold along the crease lines, so use your scraper tool to help start the folds. Make a sharp crease on the line. Then do the same with the other side. To make this into a lid, fold back on the crease lines along the shorter sides. Again, use your scraper tool to make a nice sharp crease. Do the same with the longer sides of the lid too. Now find the 4 tiny tabs at the end of each of the 2 longer tabs. Fold back on their crease lines too. Use your scraper to crease them. Next, apply some glue to the outside of one, and then position it under the adjacent side, aligning the tab's crease with the edge of the side. Press the pieces together on both sides to adhere them, and use your finger to wipe away any excess glue before it dries. Then attach the other 3 tiny tabs the same way. When all 4 are attached, you'll have a lid shape. Find one of the small curved tabs with holes in the center and fold inward on its creases. You can use your scraper to sharpen them. Then do the same with the curved tab on the other side. Set the lid aside and grab the main basket base piece and the 2 side pieces. These are face up, just like when I removed them from the mat. Flip the large main base piece face down and leave the 2 side pieces face up. Grab the larger of the 2 side pieces and fold back on the crease lines, and sharpen the folds too. Do the same with a smaller base side piece, but don't fold the creases on the large main base piece yet. Grab the larger side piece and apply craft glue to the outside of the folded tab on the corners and edges. Place the side piece pretty side down and press the folded edge of the glued tab against the base piece's longer straight edge so it mirrors the other side. Make sure the top and bottom edges align and then fold the glued tab down onto the base piece and press to adhere it well. Now grab the smaller side piece and apply craft glue to the outside of its shortest tabs, corners, and edges. Place the side piece face down and press the folded edge of the tab against the base's short straight edge so it mirrors the opposite side. Fold the glued tab down onto the main base piece, and then press to adhere it well. Once it's dry, fold up on the longest crease line on the base and sharpen the crease, and then fold and crease the smaller side and its tabs. You'll have a basket base with 2 large sides and 2 smaller sides. The 2 small sides each have 2 tabs. Apply glue to one tab's outside along the edges and in the corners. Fold up the side with the glued tab as well as the adjacent large side. Position the glued tab under the large side and align the tab's crease with the edge of the side. Press the pieces together on both sides to adhere them. You can lay the basket base on its side and press against the glued area from the inside to adhere the pieces. Be sure to wipe away any excess glue too. And do the same with the other tab on that side. Then the 2 tabs on the other side, creating a basket shape. Grab the handle pieces and place them face up. If you used one-sided cardstock, pair up the matching handles so the color or pattern is visible on both sides. Find the longer piece and apply glue to the last 1/4 inch of the straight end closest to the edges. Grab the shorter handle piece and place its straight end onto the glued portion of the longer one. Align the edges and press the pieces together to adhere. Now grab the 2 larger panels with slits and the 6 largest weaving strips. Orient the panels so the longer sides with hole cutouts are pointing away from you. Set the 2 smaller panels and the 6 smallest weaving strips aside for now. Of the 6 largest weaving strips, there are 2 each of 3 different sizes. Grab one of the longest weaving strips. Position the strip at the top part of the panel with slits. Starting from the back, insert the weaving strip into the leftmost slit on the panel. Then push it down into the next slit. Keep weaving the strip in and out of the slits, pushing it forward from the left with one hand and weaving it up through the next slit with the other. Continue weaving the strip into the panel until its entire length is woven in. The short ends of the strip should be under the panel's edges. Push the strip all the way to the top of the slits. Lift the very end of the strip on one side and use your craft glue's precision tip to apply some glue underneath. Press to adhere it to the panel. Now do the same with the other end of the strip. The smaller strips are all the same size. So with the panel face up, that's the side you didn't glue, insert one end of a strip into the second slit from the left, pushing it toward the left side of the panel. Weave the strip down into the third slit, then up through the fourth. Continue the strip through the remaining slits until the entire length is woven into the panel. Push the newly woven strip upward until it's snug against the first. Flip the panel face down and make sure it's centered in the panel. Lift each end of the strip and use your craft glue's precision tip to apply some glue underneath, and then press to adhere. Flip the panel face up and then grab one of the smaller strips. Starting from the back, insert the weaving strip up into the leftmost slit on the bottom of the panel. Then follow the same steps as before to weave the strip through. It may be more difficult to push this last strip through the slits. If so, just be patient and try not to rip the paper. Tweezers can help here. Push the strip up so it's snug against the previous one. Add some glue under the ends like you did with the other two strips and adhere them to the panel. Weave the second large panel the same way, and then do the same with the two smaller sets of panels and strips. Grab the basket base and one of the large assembled panels. Apply glue to the back of the panel, especially the edges. Adhere the large panel to a large side of the basket base, lining up the holes and edges before the glue dries. Glue and attach the other large panel the same way. Now grab a smaller woven panel and apply glue to the back, again close to the edges. Adhere it to a small side of the basket base, aligning the edges before the glue dries. To make it easier, lay the basket base on its side and press against the work surface from the inside to adhere the pieces. Then glue and attach the other small panel the same way. Now grab the lid and apply some craft glue to the outside center of a curved tab, avoiding the hole. Use one hand to hold the two sides of the lid out of the way and slide the glued tab down into the basket base, aligning the hole in the tab with the hole in the basket and making sure the tab's fold is parallel with the top edge. Press the tab against the basket base from the front and back until the glue dries. Now turn the basket around, and then glue and attach the other curved tab to the inside of the basket base the same way. Grab two brads and the assembled handle piece. Make sure the handle is face up and align the hole in one end of the handle with a hole in the basket. Use your fingers to pull apart the brad's pointy ends a little, and then insert the brad's pointy ends through the handle and basket holes. Hold the brad in place on the outside and lift one side of the lid to reach inside with your other hand. Bend the brad's ends all the way apart, and now the handle is secured to the basket. Do the same with another brad on the other side to fully secure the handle to the basket. Tips for making a paper picnic basket with a Cricut Joy. If you have a Cricut Joy, I have a smaller basket design for you. It's the same design as the large basket with a few small differences. Starting in Cricut Design Space, be sure to select the correct machine before you click Make. Once you're on the Prepare screen, you can reduce the number of red mats to 1. To do this, click the 3 dots next to the small accent piece on Mat 2, and then click Move Object and select the other red mat, and then click Confirm. On the Make screen, choose your base material settings. I use 65-pound cardstock to make weaving the paper on the side panels easier, but I still use the medium cardstock material setting with more pressure because it consistently gives me the best results. When it's time to load your cardstock onto your mat, you may need to trim your materials to fit the joy's cutting area with a paper trimmer or scissors. Once your materials are cut and you're assembling your paper picnic basket, follow the same steps as the full-size basket until you get to assembling the base. Instead of the 3 pieces like the full-size version, there are 4 pieces for the joy-sized one. The extra smaller side piece attaches just like the large one. Just add glue to the outside of the tab, align the edges and either side, and then press the tab down into place. Step 4, show it off. Here's what my finished paper picnic basket gift bags look like. These are so fun and so unique, and I just know that anyone who gets a gift with one of these picnic baskets is going to feel really special. Step 5, customize it. If you love this paper picnic basket but wish you could make one with a customized gift tag, I can show you how using your Cricut's writing feature. You can get the tag designs that I made and learn how to create your own custom gift tag with writing through a special program I have called Advance with Jennifer Maker, which helps expand your crafting skills by teaching you how to make these popular designs unique and special through tutorials and templates, as well as give you advanced access to my vast library of designs, projects, and resources. Now, I may or may not be accepting new members into the advanced program at the time you see this, but if you're interested, go to jennifermaker.com/advance to learn more and see how it all works. These are some of the cutest gift bags or boxes I've ever made, and I just know you're going to love making them too. I love how the sides of the lid flip up and the woven parts are such a fun detail. You can experiment with different types of cardstock and mix up patterns and really turn up the personality on these designs. They're tons of fun to give and receive. I had the most fun making them. If you need any help making your paper picnic basket, there are reference photos in the tutorial on my blog post at jennifermaker.com/624. And to make them even better, I've got coordinating gift tags to share in my Advance with Jennifer Maker program. And I'll show you how to get your Cricut to write on them for you, so no more worrying about messy writing or hand cramps. Information on the customizable gift tags to personalize your picnic basket are over at jennifermaker.com/advance. Speaking of crafting and customization, if you're considering a Cricut cutting machine, I regularly do a giveaway over on my blog. You can enter for the chance to win and get all of the giveaway details at jennifermaker.com/Cricut giveaway. I'd love for you to win one and make your own picnic basket with it. Now, if you have any questions about working with cardstock, your Cricut, or anything else craft related that you think I can help you with, please let me know. You can leave your question below this video or come ask in our Cricut Crafters group at jennifermaker.com/Cricut Crafters. Share your photos of your picnic baskets too. I absolutely love to see what you make. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.